impressive. But we know the answer. But is the dating game rigged, and why?
Is it? Oh yeah. I mean, I don't think men have any advantage.
Yeah.
The vast majority of men. I think we were talking about this earlier. The top 10%. There's a top 10% and the bottom 10%. Right? We talked about that.
In the car.
We talked about that was a great point. Look, the top 10% we always focus on. Then there's the bottom 10% that ain't got no chance in hell. So you know these people are not the women shouldn't measure men on either one of these men, right? Because somebody will say, oh, the people who watch you are virgins, or you just talk to incels. Well, okay, that might be the bottom 10% of men. They ain't got no chance in hell. They gonna need some work.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the top 10%, women tend to measure how men are based on those men. But see, they don't realize that's the top 10%, unfortunately. They think that's the average man because the 80% of men are invisible as hell.
Facts.
They don't see us. All right. When we are in the hallway, they walk right past us, in the elevator. We don't matter to them.
Yep.
Right.
Nope. And what happens is they judge everything on the top 10% of guys.
Bro.
And those are the guys that are going to get it. Now, hold on. One point.
No, go ahead, coach.
We think that's a messed up market. If there was no such thing as the pseudo monogamy that we practice, it would be worse. If we practice polygamy, if we practice real out on paper polyamory, where it was 100% accepted by everybody, it would be far worse. It would be like 95%. Only 5% of men would get any attention. Nobody would be getting no peace leave. So we gotta be lucky in essence that there's monogamy because it gives the men under 10% a chance.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it gives them a chance. You're gonna get some, but you're not gonna get consistency.
Think about it, Myron.
Yeah.
If polygamy was open and people accepted it, how many girls that dissed us because we're monogamous would be chilling with us right now?
Yeah.
And that takes away from all the guys that aren't in that category.
Yeah.
So, and even the rappers and celebrities, they'll take even more.
They take more. They literally, if there was polygamy or polygamy, which men think, men don't think all the time because what they'll think is, oh, I'll get chances at more women.
Yeah.
No, you won't.
No, you won't.
You're going to get the ones you're getting now are just going to leap up to
Facts.
the top. So it would be a more messed up dynamic thing. But the dating game is rigged. I don't participate in dating at all. All right. I don't take no girls out to no dinner. Now, if there's a friend or I didn't bang that peace leave out, all right, I'll go out with you.
Yeah.
But I ain't about to meet no stranger out for no damn dinner. Hell no.
Yeah. You're going to end up
participating in none of that stuff.
Yeah. No, and I mean, dude, we got chicks running around right now going on foodie dates. Like, it is completely socially acceptable for women to finesse men, which is why we tell guys, again, guys, like we said, we understand that the marketplace is the way it is. We ain't gonna, if you don't want to date, whatever it is, what it is. But we tell guys all the time, do not take girls on a dinner date for the first one, bro.
Oh, God.
She ain't gonna be no come up like, you take her to Komodo, like are you dumb? Stupid. On the first day, she gonna do all kinds of stories and all this other stuff. She gonna make sure you ate at that joint, but she gonna show the $500 dinner that you got for her and you, and like she ain't gonna show your stuff because she don't want nobody to know.
Shout out to Dave Gutman.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, no, man, no, like you got to take her on a drink date, coffee date, something like that. Basically, low investment. That Scarface, great movie.
But see that principle there. That's where a segment of men get pissed off. Okay, because they're like, that ain't fair. All right, it ain't fair, but that's how it works.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't change that shit.
Is life,
you know what I mean?
Is life fair?
Yeah, that ain't.
It ain't.
But that's the way it goes, and you have two choices. You either
Become
participate or get the hell out.
Yeah.
And that's why we give men options.
Yep.
Because if you pissed off about that and you want that to change, that shit ain't
never
change.
And here's the thing too.
It's gonna get worse.
Yep.
I've said this. So feminism, guys, this feminism is done. I'll tell you guys what it's done. It's actually given the power to the top 5% men.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it's done.
That's true.
Because if you leave women to their own devices, they're naturally going to mate up and deal with only the highest level guys. They ain't going to deal with average Joes anymore. Because here's the thing, what guys forget. The United States of America was built on monogamy. It was built on men having a wife at home, children, the nuclear family, because when men know they have a family at home to support, it drives you to go out there and create and produce. Yep. You feel dead tired. You're still going to work that overtime. You're still going to put those extra hours in. You're still going to want to succeed because men, let's keep it real, bro. Women are a great motivator for guys to become successful. They just are. That is why we have the great world that we live in, that women live in, that men built. Let's keep it real. Kevin Samuels was speaking of facts when he was arguing with Amanda, which you guys, I'm sure, have probably seen that clip as well.
Viral.
You know what I'm saying? Went viral. But that goes back to a coach's point with fairness, because there was the big argument about fairness. And I agree with Kevin all the time that life isn't fair. And men understand this harsh reality early on. You know what I'm saying? I think women don't realize that life isn't fair when it's too late. You know what I'm saying?
And look, each of us at one point in our lives had to say, you know what? I can't waste time. I got to sacrifice right now to get to where I'm at. And we made that choice. Like you said, it's all about choice. And some guys, they say, you know what? Screw this. There's too much work. I'm not doing it. So my thing is, don't complain when you can't get what you want, because you made that choice. And with women as well, you also made a choice as well. You decided, you know what?
They just feel the pain later.
I'm going to focus on the top percent of guys, have my fun, but then later on, I still want that top percent of guy. I know I want to settle down, but it's too late, sweetheart.
Well, that used to work for them. That used to work, but then social media canceled that out, because what they did was they extended that window out longer. Before, it was like at 26, they'd be like, all right, you know, I got to get on with this. But now they're like 32, 35, 38, 40, and they're like, all right, time to settle down. Where are all the good men? Well, too late, baby. And the other thing that changed is this. You mentioned the other thing, but here's the thing that changed. They removed shame from being an old maid. They removed shame from being a single mother. They removed shame from being a slut. They removed shame and the ability to tell a woman, oh, you're an old maid, you're a spinster, or you're a slut, you'll never get married, can't turn a hoe in a housewife. They removed all of that, and now it's open highway. So that was a
that is, bro, that is literally like one of the quotes of the night. Like that is huge. Like when would you say, because you're a little bit older than us, when did you notice this trend happening where they removed the shaming? Because let's keep it real, there's no buffers on female dating strategy now, like on hypergamy.
And we had a chick from Mexico. She said her it was a very small city, right? And she was saying, for example, that she will be shamed and looked upon bad for dating outside of like one person. And that stops her from doing a lot of stuff, because you know what, if I stick with this guy, but he might talk and say, hey, she did this, and then, for example, now she's looked at as a weird person in the community. So having that buffer saying, hey, you know what,
kept her from
if you sleep around, then this is what might happen to you, and everyone's gonna know. Even
though she's in Miami now, and you already know what time it is. But that's a whole other thing. But sorry, go ahead, Coach.
Well, here's the deal: you remove fathers, so the father can't critique their mate selection. Okay, so you move the father from that.
Let's play that back.
Okay, and then the next part is then you open up her reach. You open up her reach. Well, in the 90s, the girl could only get with 3 guys, and those 3 guys were right there in her city, right there at the high school, right there at the rival high school. That was her reach. Now a woman has worldwide reach. So she could do dirt and come back to your city and be like, she be like this. You know,
she'll be like, I'm a good girl.
I'm a good girl. Yeah, exactly. There you go. And then, but the critical part of that is that you see her on social media. You like, how good of a girl are you? I see you over in Dubai getting shit on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see you getting pissed on by R. Kelly.
That was easy.
So it's a thing that they've taken advantage of, the removal of shame. And listen, these campaigns don't come out of nowhere. Remember that Amber Rose, that slut walk? These things don't come out of nowhere. These people aren't that creative to come up with that stuff. These are agendas that are put in front of them and pushed and financed. And then there's a reason why, because it changes the dynamic. But the important thing out of all of this that men have to understand is we always get the last laugh. Mother Nature blesses them at an early age. They do absolutely nothing. Mother Nature comes in every week and puts fat in the areas where men like it. All right. And then they keep blessing them. Women just eat, sleep, and wake up. Now, they think life is going to be like that for 50, 80 years. Father Time comes in and strips away everything Mother Nature gave at about 28, 30, 32, 33. Now, then it becomes difficult. Now you got that girl arguing with Kevin. You know what I mean? And she's wondering what happened. Father Time happened. You know what I mean? And now you don't have no leverage. You gave up your leverage. See, what feminism or womenism can't do is they can't battle biology. See, the biology always gonna tell the tale. Now, with the miracles of modern science, they able to Botox and airbrush and tummy tuck and breast implant. They're able to hold the line and finagle it. But after a while, you know, her insides are what we worried about. And if her insides are rotten and her attitude's rotten, she's numb, no man gonna deal with her.
100%. Bro, holy
damn, son, where'd you find this?
CJ spitting fire right now, bro. And Coach, you talked about this also in your book, The Evolution. how there was so much propaganda put out with the Sex in the City, all that stuff, telling women, oh, you're 35 years old. You're at your prime now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, can you talk a little bit about like the lies that to women from feminism? Because at the end of the day, feminism actually hurts women more than it hurts men.
It does in the long run.
Yeah.
It does in the long run. And we're seeing that now because the minute men had the choice, they said, well, we're not going to marry these women.
Exactly.
Now what?
Yeah.
You know, now what? You can, at some point, men were cooperating. They had R&B music and all that stuff. But then when the hip hop came in and they started dropping some red pills, see, what happened was men anticipated that there will always be simps. There will always be the good man. All right. And they were going to wait and run themselves ragged. But the Sex in the City, those were things that I identified in there. The campaigns that we see about women frying the bacon, you know, bringing home the bacon and frying it up in the pan, and they don't need a man. We've seen these things. And
Destiny's Child, independent woman,
Child, pay my bills, independent woman. See, these are all campaigns that they fell for, unfortunately for them, that their clock is going to run out. And they didn't see that coming. They didn't see that coming where they don't get the choice anymore. Yeah, guys will come drop off pipe. I'll come over there and smash some old broad that her eggs are dried up like the Sahara Desert. Right? I'll come over there and pay you some attention, but I'm not going to marry you. I'm not going to get there. And you lost your leverage in that game. And by the time you lost that leverage, what happened to men? Men got their money right. They focused on their career. They're finally reaching their peak financially. And then as a masculine man, and it's a recipe for disaster for older women. It's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, man. And I've always said it too, bro. Like real talk, coach, like a man's value comes from being able to attain women. A woman's value comes from, can you retain a man post bedroom fun?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it a stack. Most girls can't. Most girls think, well, I have a career. You know, I'm really cool and nice and I'm educated, blah, blah, blah. All these like subjective things. And most guys, bro, they're like, nah, we gonna move on. Because it's like, bro, we're gonna, you know what I mean? Especially if she's an older girl. So yeah, man.
And also every single year, another girl turns 18 years old.
Every day.
So no matter if you're a high value guy, you're smart, you're an older guy, you know what? This buzzer beater that's giving me stress, I don't need you right now. I can go out there in the marketplace and get a younger, harder chick with less stress.
And you can do that. You'll get it.
And that power is so, like, most guys are like, you know what? I don't want to go back in the dating market. It's tough. I get it. But the thing is, if you learn enough value and skills, it's out there for you, waiting for you. So rather than settle and deal with the bull crap, you know what? Get out there and find what you want.
I think one of the biggest lies guys got to understand too is, bro, we say it on this show all the time. Women don't build, they move in, guys. The days of them trying to build with you and all this other stuff, it's over, bro. They want you pre-assembled Amazon Prime. You know what I'm saying?
But if you look at the statistics, it doesn't bear out that men are there, because men either they under-evaluate their own abilities and they settle. They settle, and then they're all of a sudden with a praying mantis or a buzzer beater, and then they're trying to convince me, well, you know, women in their 40s aren't that bad. I'm like, compared to a 22-year-old, come on. I was like, so yeah, I'm not. Look, but what happens is men have been shamed for looking at younger women as attractive. See, that's all feminism. You guys got to watch. There's more feminist talk that we've accepted as normal, but it's just feminism.
Facts.
Okay?
Facts.
Oh, shame on you for looking at a younger girl.
That's a big one.
That's
a common shaming tactic.
Degree, job, education. That's all. Listen, go back to somewhere in the prairie, 1865. Who was talking about a woman with a degree? Who? Who was talking about a 40-year-old woman? Who was marrying who was marrying a 40-year-old when they coming across from Kansas to Forkland, Oregon, and blazing the trail? Who was talking about I'm gonna marry a 40-year-old woman? So what we have to understand is all of this is modern talk. All of this is stuff that we've been indoctrinated to believe, and it's not real.